hope you're having a great day. So in this video, I'm going to finally tackle my coffee bar or my drink station for the holidays. And speaking of coffee, I have to show you this mug. I just think it's one of the cutest mugs I've seen in a long time. I found this at Dollar Tree. It has the red vintage truck with trees and a little red barn with a picket fence. It has the rooster weather vane on top, and it even has a little wreath above the loft door, and it says have yourself a merry little Christmas. The design is on both sides. I only got one because that's all they had, or else I definitely would have picked up another one. So here's the corner where I'm going to be setting up our coffee bar or our drink station. We have our kettle where we heat up water for hot chocolate and tea, and then our coffee maker. This is actually a coffee pot on this side, and then it does the singles on this side. And my Keurig that I had before, we've always had two machines. It just started messing up, not working properly, and so I was gonna buy a new one anyway, and we decided to go with this one because it would free up a little extra space on the counter, and we've been really happy with it so far. And then I also have this drawer that just holds extra K-cups, filters, tea bags, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that in the coffee bar, but we will see. And then here are all the items I've gathered up to use. I'm not sure if I'm going to use everything, but I have a pile of stuff ready to go if I decide to use it. So that's what I have so far. Let's get started. And here's a quick look at my wood tray and how it turned out. I gave it a coat of paint and poly and added the handles, and I really like how it turned out, and I will share the footage in my video of how I spruced this old wood tray up, and I'm going to try it out in the coffee bar and see how that works. If it doesn't work, I'll just do something else. So I just started by wiping the tray down really well and getting the surface ready for paint, and then I just used some black acrylic paint to paint the inside of the tray. I had actually intended on painting the outside of the wood tray white and distress it, but after seeing the wood tone with the black on the inside of the tray, I just really liked how that looked, so I just used a little bit of the black acrylic paint and brushed it along the outside of the tray, and then wiped some of it off just to deepen the color a little bit, and I'm really glad that I chose to do that instead. I had purchased some handles that I wanted to add to my tray, so I found the center point on each side of my tray so that I could mark where I needed to drill my holes for the handle. So I just found my center point, and then I used my handle to kind of eyeball where I needed to drill the holes. So that's what I was doing here. So I drilled my two holes that I needed to attach the handle, and I drilled them all the way through the wood. The wood is actually longer than my screws, so when I flipped it over, I used a larger size drill bit that the screw head would actually fit inside of. I just didn't go all the way through. That way I could sink the screw down into the wood and it wouldn't be sticking out the back side, if that makes sense. And I did decide to go ahead, add a coat of polyacrylic to the tray, and then I just set it aside to dry, and I think it turned out really pretty. So I've been fussing around with the tray, trying out different ways of how I could use it, and I feel like it's kind of setting boundaries for me on all of the other items that I would like to add into my coffee bar. It's actually a very large tray, so I think it would work out really well if I just had a coffee maker, but since I want to use our kettle as well, it's just limiting my space for all the other items, and it is sticking out quite a ways from the wall, so I'm losing that space as well. So I'm going to try it without the tray and see if I like that better. I actually have another idea for this tray. I think it would look perfect on top of the refrigerator, so I'm going to try that out. But right now I'm getting back to the coffee bar and getting that set up. So I had been searching online for a tiered stand or a tray that I could use at my coffee bar, and I just wasn't finding what I was looking for. So I decided to improvise and just use items I already had on hand. So I used 2 boxes from dollar stores, a cake stand that I had actually purchased years ago at Target in the dollar spot, and then another little stand that I actually made using a Dollar Tree trivet and a candlestick. And I think it's turning out really cute. So after I had my basic infrastructure figured out on how I wanted to display all of the additional items, I started adding them in, from a cute coffee mug with some coffee stirs to sweeteners and a syrup to to-go cups and peppermint sticks. And I also chose to add a jar of chocolate chips as well as a jar of marshmallows. The jars I had already washed, cleaned, dried, all of that, and I had picked those up at Dollar Tree. And I wanted to have some of the coffee up front and center, easy to access, easy to see where it is, instead of just inside the drawer that's underneath the coffee maker. So I'm using one of the clear canisters that I had also purchased at Dollar Tree, and I just made a fun label for the lid using my silhouette. Something else I wanted to add was pumpkin spice and cinnamon, but I wanted to put them in some pretty jars, so I'm using a set of salt and pepper shakers, also from Dollar Tree. I'm just washing them up, drying them, adding my spices, and then I'm going to add a cute label that I made with my silhouette as well. as you can see, I rearranged things several times, and you'll probably see that throughout the video. Just trying to figure out how I wanted to organize everything, what looked the best to me. And then I added in some hot chocolate packets as well. And I chose to go with the packets because they were definitely easier on the budget than buying the hot chocolate K-Cups, but that's certainly an option as well. And then I added some of the extra coffee into the drawer and just tried to organize that a little bit better. And for finishing touches, I added in some peppermint candy in a Christmas tree jar, a hot cocoa sign to the other side of the coffee bar, a pretty little Christmas tree that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby previously, and then some red hot candy canes that I thought would be fun as well. And I think it's coming together really nicely. After moving things around just a little bit more and adding in a little red truck for decoration, I am really happy with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video, seeing how I set up my coffee bar this year for the Christmas season. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, or comment to let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and thanks for watching.